Yep, gaming. And what we're doing is we're taking a look at the Panzer expansion number 1. Okay, so I've got my son with me. He's going to help hold some pieces and parts. So here comes the box. Alright, there you go. Hold that for a moment. Let people soak in the artwork. Roger B. McGowan and his tribute to the old Panzer Blitz Panzer Leader series. I think they're stunning. It would be nice if it was like, you know, it just, I don't know, has an elegance about it. I mean, if you had, it's good. I try to critique it, but it actually works. It's thematic. It's perfect. So, great artwork once again. So, what's inside the box? So, what we have here, first of all, we've got the Who Packed It letter. This was Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. Everything was great. Now, the data cards. Again, you come with 2 stacks of data cards. The first expansion, well, the first box had 1 stack, but they couldn't include every single vehicle simply because it's got all the other components with it. So already we've got 2 stacks of data cards. And I tried to separate them out, but there was more German than Soviet at the time, or Russian. But here's 2 big stacks. Now what I like about these is they put them in the Ziploc bags. Now, to me that's probably cost a little bit more, but they're in these great Ziploc baggies. And I wish,
there it is!
And I wish, that, just leave them. I know, we'll leave it. Alright, take it out. So, anyway, I wish that the first game they had come in the plastic bag. I just think these are nice. And he found his favorite vehicle, the German Elephant.
But this one is useless to the king.
Is it useless to the king?
To the Tiger 2.
Is useless to the Tiger 2.
Because Tiger 2 is +2.
Oh, the Tiger 2 has size +2. Sometimes it's not the size that counts.
It's the damage.
Yeah, it's the damage you do that counts.
Where's the damage?
Right here, you have combat stats. It has penetration of 48 at point blank range. That's good.
What about the...
I don't know, we'll have to look it up, so hold on to that. Alright, so lots of data cards. And they're the same quality, nice, thick, double-sided print. Very nice. Yep, go ahead, look. Got the baggies, once again. Set those there. Now,
Oh my.
okay, so two counters, counter sheets. All vehicles. So that's why the base game has so many regular game markers, is to accommodate for all the extra vehicles we're going to add. Once I punch these and clip them, I'll see if I'm still able to put all the vehicles in one GMT counter tray or not.
This is my new favorite one.
Now he's got a new favorite, the Jag Tiger.
How much does this...
It's size 2, and it has penetration of 44. Has slightly less, but it's much bigger. Bigger is better, he says. Heard that from Mama, I guess.
You can just crush units.
So,
Unless you have bombs strapped to them.
more units to crush. Okay, also in here, the first expansion is a huge expansion booklet. This is another great book. This is about 50-some pages big. But again, it's got the same full color artwork. And this is your table of organization and equipment. And this is nice because it really feels almost like stepping back into a history lesson. And you get to see the organization of the German units, the Russian units. It's phenomenal. And then at the end, you've got some additional scenarios that you can play. So this covers from scenarios
Can I look at this
11. Yes, you may look. This covers scenarios 11 to 17. So you get 6 scenarios in the first expansion. But I will say this though, that might seem like a small number to folks, but the way that they've got the point system for buying vehicles and things, you literally have though an unlimited amount of scenarios that you can play. This in some regards, really borrows from its miniatures gaming in that with the points values, everything really worked out nicely to balance out the vehicle buying system. You could easily sit down with somebody and say, hey, let's play a 300-point battle. And you just go and buy your equipment, add up to 300 points, and go for it. As an example. So you could vary a large game that takes that whole first map, or little small engagements that take smaller maps. We'll talk about maps in a second. Then we actually have a separate table of organization and equipment. So the expansion book comes with some TO&E built into it, but then we actually have a separate Soviet TO&E. So it talks about some very, let's see here, like different divisions and their makeups. I believe the difference between the separate books and these, I believe in the first book here, yeah, the difference between the two TO&E books is in the playbook, if you will. It actually talks about very specific divisions in Germany and for the Soviet Union, such as the Großdeutschland and the SS Panzer 1 and 2. So it talks about some very famous divisions, and then the TO&E books talk about it in generic senses. So there's a separate Soviet TO&E book and a German TO&E through the different years, covering some of the different years that the expansions cover. So again, a real step back into history. These are awesome just to flip through. I don't even know what half this stuff means. But I mean, it tells you. But, it's just like, it's very in-depth. If you really wanted to, you could sit down with somebody and go, hey, I'm going to play these guys here, and here's all the stuff they have, and just have a huge campaign battle. You probably need a couple base boxes and expansions to make sure you have enough counters, but if you and your buddy got together, you could have huge battles. So let's talk about the maps. I did not know what to expect when they said geomorphic maps. Here's a map. Alright, he's going to start. You want to look at the other data cards? Alright, here's your other data cards. Alright. And Russian set. So here's a geomorphic map. Nice. So far the largest one he's found is a size +2. He's going to see if he can find bigger. So your geomorphic maps versus the one single map are fold-outs. And they're not very thick. They're kind of flimsy. You lay them out, and if this is all you had, terrible. They split. They don't hold very well. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. They're double-sided. So you get quite a variety. So, I mean, you really could lay these out in a lot of different combinations. So you now have lots of terrain options when you get the first expansion. It's just that the quality of the product is not very good. It's not the paper map that the first game was. It is a tad bit thicker, but what'd you find? Oh, we found a flamethrower tank. He loves flamethrowers. But unless you had a poster board or something to lay this out, these are just going to look terrible. Terrible. But fortunately, I went to Walmart and I shelled out like the $5 or whatever it was and got a big poster board. So when I do lay my maps out, I just slide them under the plexi, keeps it flat, and you're good to go. So just be aware that these maps are nice. They're geomorphic in terms of matching stuff up. They do match up very nicely, so you can lay them in all kinds of configurations, but their quality is not super duper. Look, I'm just laying this one out and it's all split. It's going to take a while to flatten them and counterfold them and get them how you want. That's a BB. BB art little machine gun, huh? A little artillery piece. No, on the other side you got aircraft, that's why. So let me see, how am I even folding it up right? So yeah, if maps were a concern, well, at least you know you get double-sided, smaller geomorphic maps, which is what folks wanted. So you do get them. It just they're folded and cut in a weird way that is kind of a pain. But stick them under some plexiglass, put them on a poster board, something, and they'll work out okay. There's basically 10 of these little maps all together because they are double-sided. The other expansion gets them, look, even folded up, they match up, the roads match up. So geomorphically wise, they're good. There you go. So you can make whatever you want. Oh, it says Ponery on it. Wow, without looking, it almost looks like they took the first map. I would have to dig and research, but it almost looks like they took the first map. Maybe not. Okay, looks a little different. Maybe part of the first map and then just chunked it up into a geomorphic shape. But anyway, so there's your geomorphic map boards. In my mind, I'm thinking it would be great if at some point they did like the mounted versions of these that just kind of fold in half, you unfold it, and there's your geomorphic map board. I would buy mounted map boards. These will work, so don't let the maps not convince you to buy this. The rules and the quality of the product on a whole is great, so don't let the maps hold you back. Yes?
I separated them for you. So I took all that out of German.
Nice. Thank you. So I've got a German stack and a Soviet stack. Beautiful.
Look how little the Soviet stack is.
How much bigger the German stack is. So quite a few more German stuff versus Soviet stuff. Again, apparently the size debate. So let's stick it back in the box. What we had German TO and E booklet, Soviet TO and E booklet. We've got, let's get the other book here. We've got the expansion book that has the scenarios and covers some famous divisions. We've also got 2 sets of counter sheets, again, of the nice big fat counters. These are nice. I like the big counters. That's the other thing. The normal game counters are I believe they said the 5/8, and then these are 7/8. Them Soviet. Interesting question. So my son asked, do you think a bullet can pass through these? Someone on one of the forums said that these cards are thick. They're like bulletproof, and I like that. And so when you go and you pull up, say, like Greatest Tank Battles or something, and you're reading your books or watching your shows about tank warfare, and they talk about, hey, the frontal armor is the equivalent of like 2 inches. Yeah, this is like tank armor. These data cards are huge, and if I slope them, bam, I now have one of the most heavily armed vehicles on the planet. I could just surround them in data cards. These are phenomenal. I wish, there we go, that's, if these were mounted on these, that'd be excellent. That would have been a worthy purchase. I would have paid a few more bucks to have the maps mounted on these data cards. That would have been excellent.
You know what, Dad?
What's up, buddy?
I meant if 10,000 bullets could pass through one shot. No, in one spot. Can it pass through all these cards?
Probably eventually enough bullets could shoot through that. Well, you know,
It might not even. It's like a door.
it's a door. He's impressed by it. So then we got our thank you, Anthony, baggies. Let's see here. So I think that's why they had them split up, son, because, see, they don't fit. This is one of the things that held them up. The second time the game was delayed was they didn't come. That's what I heard eventually read. Pointed out to me after I complained about it being delayed. They said because these came in stacks that were not appropriate to closing the lids of the box. So, yep. See, it doesn't fit. So that's why they had them split the way they did. So GMT spent a weekend or so putting these in stacks that would actually fit inside the box, and kudos to them. And then the last expansion, and he's holding it upside down. So,
Well, look on this side. Look at this side, Dad.
oh well, the back is upside right. So he's pointing out. So at least I got the back. The back is right. Back has lots of good information. So
But when you turn it upside down to face the front right, it'll go upside down.
so just a quick look at expansion 2. Same stuff. Cha Bang, thank you for packing. 2 sets of Russian Soviet data cards. The baggies for storing your pieces. Oh, I think I put an extra. I got 2 thank yous. One must have been from the base game. But anyway, the thank you cards. And this comes with 1, 2. It says 4 geomorphic maps. That's because you get 2 double-sided. And it's the same quality, which would have been nice on the data card thickness. And then you get, again, the expansion book and 2 counter sheets. And he says it's lunchtime.
So, we'll be right back after lunch.
So I got to wrap up. He's ready to get some food. So put everything back in the box. So just in a conclusion, wrap up inish, very worth the price. Excellent quality, thick counters, great artwork, excellent rule books. And if you don't want to get your rule books all messy, they've got the books on the internet. The playbooks are on the internet. Not the full TO&E booklets, but you've got those here. But if you want to keep your rule book clean, you can just download it to a mobile device or your computer screen, and you have it safe. But overall, good sturdy boxes. I know a lot of people talk about boxes, so I thought I would talk about the boxes. Great cover art. Roger B. McGowan has done a fabulous tribute to some of the older games. Look at the top. Look at there. We're talking about the top of the box. Just clean, traditional look. Whew. Excellent stuff. Yeah, my son is impressed. Guy with binoculars. There. Excellent stuff. You want to tell him about it? He says no. Okay, so excellent product. My only complaint was the maps, but there's a bunch of maps, so it makes up for it. And if you don't like the way they split and whatnot, get some tacky putty, do something, but you can lay your maps flat and you can make them work. That's not a game killer. I would just like to have spent a little more money and got better maps. Then, if you have maps from other games, let's say you only bought the base and you don't like having just one map, use your map from, any other war game. I'm sure at some point would work just fine. Yes?
My war game, I have 2 of those same things, ocean and land. We use that for one of the other games.
Yeah, he's pointing out he's got like his Axis and Allies maps and stuff like that. You could use just about anything that you want. Wasn't that? It was Hex? Yeah?
Yeah, but it wasn't Axis.
Oh.
Axis and Allies.
Oh, he's got something else. So you can use maps from just about anything. So don't let the maps be a concern, because everything else in here is excellent. And pretty soon we're going to start talking about rules and doing a sample gameplay. That's where it shines. We're going to talk about that. So in an upcoming video, we're going to talk about very specific, kind of go through the gameplay again. What does Julius Caesar got to do with anything? So then we're going to talk about gameplay. That way you can see the components in action, because there's been a question, why do I need another Eastern Front game? You probably don't, but you do need this one. It is excellent. Good stuff. So with that in mind,
Russians rule!
he says Russians rule. Yeah, they all rule. And Germans rule. Alright, we're equal opportunity here, so. Bye. Thanks, everybody.